Dun 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 dun. Boom 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 boom. Last time, our heroes were in absolute peril. Last time, our main protagonist was speared through the chest by the blade of Sephiroth. Last time, the Blades of Chaos, not belonging to Kratos, took out our beloved MC. And now today, we are here to see the aftermath of what truly took place to our boy Monkey D. Thanks to Big Bweezy and the boys, we are once again going into this one completely unspoiled. Which I can't say the same for, unfortunately, Hunter x Hunter. But we'll talk about that here in a second. But, completely unspoiled on the beloved One Piece greatness. So I really can't wait for it. What do we have in store on this fantastic and wonderful Friday that has brought us LeBron James going to the Philadelphia 76ers, which, by the way, man, come on. Frodo Baggage, I know you're part of Celtics Nation. How are you feeling about this, brother? How are you feeling about this, man? I can't wait. What do we have in store? Where is the camera? Let me see. Not good. Let me see. Come on, camera. Yes, sir. We are here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready for some peak. Let me pull this forward here a little bit. Might be a little too bright right here. I know Instant Messenger Sama's not going to like that. Let me play around with it a bit. Give me a sec. Okay. That one plays into my brownness. Got a little tan going. I'm glowing. Now I'm glowing a little too much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I assume it feels like to be like near something like Gear 5, right? It's just got to be glowing like this at all times. Oh. We good here? Let's see. My goodness, we're here trying to fix the camera, and we've got the God Hand of Finance himself. The individual. As consistent as Ichiro Oda comes in, and I know he's happy because Spain caught a W in the World Cup last week. I think that's good. You know what? I think that's good. I think that's good lighting. What do y'all think? Do we look good? Are we looking good? Well, y'all let me know if we're looking and sounding good. Definitely let me know if the audio sounds good as well tonight. But my boy Ali G, the God Hand of Finance, comes in and delivers once again 20 gifted memberships all the way down to the channel. The Godosei have dropped. All love to Go FCU, man. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to the Godosei. All love to you, Ali G, man. And he comes in and says, "Oh, Ferran! The player that you are, man." And what a goal it was, dude. What a goal it was. Spain's defense was just too much. They were so incredibly just like a well-oiled machine. And we'd already seen it throughout the course of the entire tournament, but in that game in particular, they just tired Argentina out, man. It was crazy. World champs, still have it for my Barca boys. Ferran, Winston, man. Well deserved. And the fact that they went back to back with the Euros and then the World Cup just really went to show Spain is about that business. Spain is about the business. No doubt, man. Audio Apu, appreciate you, Rugger Jug. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Is that so? Yo, I see. I will always love that name, Caster for life. King Recon. Shout out to my boy Reed, man. Shout out to Trails, dude. We're about to get a Trails in the Sky SC remake here in like a month and a half, which is extremely exciting. But yes, your boy King Recon is here. Roger de Madrid. I didn't even see that. I saw a bunch of the moves in the Premier League. Like I saw that Rodgers is going to Chelsea. I saw Garnacho's going to Aston Villa. Yo, if Rodri ends up going to Real Madrid, that's insane. If Rodri ends up going to Real Madrid, how is that team being stopped? With big Mourinho? Your boy Coach Mourinho Recon? At the helm? I don't know, man. I don't know. Holy flagnards. Looking, sounding good. Nice to see you stop by the Reverie. Yo, so there's a few things I want to address at the beginning of the stream before we get into anything. I am extremely excited, number one, for what we're about to read today, coming off of last week's chapter, or the week before's chapter. Obviously, we are in the middle of one of the craziest cliffhangers and cliffhanger weeks in recent memory. It was just one of those chapters, right? So I really can't wait to see what follows that up. Now that our heroes truly are in peril, and it's been a little while since we've been in insane amounts of peril. You know, thinking back to Wano for the last time that I was like, I don't know how we're gonna get out of this. You know, but just to address a few things right at the top of the hour. Starting off, obviously, I want to thank all of you that stopped by the Reverie over on Roger's Bases channel. Shout out to my boy Big Raj. We had a blast talking about LBAF, talking about the current state of the One Piece community, talking about the recent events, many a different topic. I was there for about 3 or 4 hours, and then I dipped out because I wanted to give another person the ability to come in, take that spot, and obviously have their opportunity in the discussion. But in the time that I was there, I had an absolute blast. It's always good to catch up with the community, man, and it was so much fun because it like I said at the beginning of the stream, whenever I was asked about the state of the community at this point in time, the number one thing I miss is just the opportunity to be able to talk with my fellow YouTubers. So it was just another good opportunity to be able to do that, and I really missed it. And so to everybody who hasn't watched it, we were there for a little while, and it was a fun time as always. Obviously, a massive shout out to Roger for not only inviting me to this one, but for inviting me to was it the first one or the second one? I don't know. I've been in so many referees, I don't even remember when it was the first one. I think it was the second one. When we officially started joining them every single time. Because I remember, I believe I was in the comments for the first one. And then we've been in every single one post number 2. So I have to give a huge shout out to Roger for the invite and for the fun time, man. That was a blast. It really felt like a Google Hangouts post like 19 Goodness gracious. Like a 2015, 2016-esque stream. So it was just a lot of fun, man. So shout out to my boy Roger for number one, continuing to do his thing. As I've always told him, as somebody who also does mainly half video games, half anime and manga here in the channel, I always point towards somebody like a Roger who is doing that in spades and doing it the right way, and it's a true inspiration. So shout out to my guy, man. I got nothing but love for my boy, Do-Rag Roger. So that's number one. Number two, we are here today, obviously, for some One Piece. Thank God I'm completely unspoiled on One Piece, but unfortunately not the same for Hunter x Hunter. Last week, the reason why nothing was made last week, I had a few different things in mind that I wanted to do last week. A Coach Recon thing coming off the latest chapter, obviously Hunter x Hunter. The moment that I woke up, I'm trying to remember if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. The moment that I woke up, one of the first three things I saw upon the wake was the biggest possible Hunter x Hunter spoiler you can imagine. And I was so unbelievably just like, not that one, man. Not that one. Y'all couldn't have taken that one away from me. And it hurt so much that I was like, I kind of lost the desire to record any type of content last week. Any types of videos last week. So, flipping Flagnards got spoiled immediately on Hunter x Hunter. It wasn't even given a chance. Like, shout out to my boy Shadow, who told me, yo, watch out for Hunter x Hunter spoilers. But unfortunately, it was like prime JJK, where it was inescapable. So, I felt bad, not obviously on my end because it sucked. But I felt bad mainly because I know there was individuals looking forward to seeing that reaction. Now I won't be able to provide that, because we got spoiled so quick on Hunter x Hunter, man. And so I apologize. I just wasn't expecting it, in regards to that being everywhere. And it just sucks, man. But it is what it is. We'll be back this week with some Hunter x Hunter for sure. Looking forward to seeing how we get to the point of the thing that I got spoiled on, which is like I don't even know how. Like, it just doesn't even make any sense to me. So God Almighty, I can't wait for that. But obviously, we'll be getting into that on Sunday. But that presents the new schedule. So I've talked about this before, but now that we're here, it is officially Bleach Week. So, obviously, Fridays are still for One Piece, Sundays are still for Hunter x Hunter, but Saturdays, of course, will now go to Bleach with the return of the final season of the anime. And so my current plan for these next few months, while Bleach is on air and Hunter x Hunter is still here, is Friday One Piece, Saturday Bleach, Sunday Hunter x Hunter, and with all the video game stuff dropping, I'm thinking about making Tuesday my video game day. Because, like we have coming inbound, where is my thingy here? Let me see. See if it pops in. Nah, it won't pop it in. Crap. Regardless, the image won't come in. But my beloved Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is getting its Switch 2 edition next week. This obviously is something that's been very near and dear, not just to me, but to the channel here in this last year. It is such a special game to me. And it's not only getting a Switch 2 edition with higher resolution, 4K, 60 FPS in docked, 1080p, I believe it's 30 FPS in handheld mode. But we're also looking at a Xenoblade 2 that is going to have brand new content also coming in as well, with a brand new blade in Momo from Xenosaga and a Blade Quest. We have, of course, Pyra and Mythra getting new outfits. But then on top of that, we have a brand new mode. An entirely new mode being added on an already peak game. So, I'm going to be eating so good, next Friday. And I'm already coming off of a Splatoon Raiders, which I've been having an absolute blast with so far. But, and shout out to Chaos Duo-chan. But now Xenoblade 2 is going to get that Switch 2 edition next week. And so, obviously not sponsored. We haven't gone to the big boy Nintendo hours yet. But I really wanted to stress just how special this is to me. Because Xenoblade 2, for the masterpiece that it is, was quite poorly optimized on the Switch 1. I'm lucky that I was able to experience it first on the Switch 2 in its entirety. But obviously, upon reading and seeing so many of the things, it appears that its original Switch 1 release, as poorly optimized as it was, is still the peak masterpiece that it is, right? And so for a full-blown edition to now be coming into the picture for what I believe is one of the greatest things mankind's ever created, this is going to be a really special thing for me. And so I can't wait to replay this game. I hope we get another save file because I want to go straight into New Game Plus and play this game again. But if you're interested in that, I will be updating y'all on getting the blades. I still need to get Cosmos. Going to be working on the Momo Blade quest. Going to be working on Merc Assault. All that stuff will be shared over on the Twitter side of things. X/Yoshida Shoyo. If you are interested in the Xenoblade stuff and the video game stuff, we'll be covering that. But on that topic, I want to see if we can make Tuesdays like a consistent video game thing here because of the things incoming. Because after Xenoblade is Marvel Tokon. After Marvel Tokon is Metal Gear Solid 4 getting released from PS3 jail. After Metal Gear Solid 4 is Trails in the Sky Second Chapter and Fire Emblem on the same day. And then it's the October of absolute madness and chaos. So I might just make Tuesdays the video game day. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And obviously it'll depend and switch depending on the week. But man, oh man, it's going to be crazy here these next few weeks. Absolute insanity. So, 3 days of real shonen. That's factual. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and look at the supers here. And let me know if the stream is lagging a bit. I feel like it's lagging, but it might just be my computer. But, let me go ahead and see here for the supers. And then we'll get into the chapter. Oh, shoot. So apparently I've been told that I look very glowing. Very glowing at this point in time. Is that factual, ladies and gentlemen? Is your boy looking quite glowing here? Do I look like I belong inside of an anime? So here, let's go ahead and start off from the beginning. We've got Frodo baggage. Seems fine. Okay, appreciate you. Thank you, Akash Panda. Speak! What is good, Speak? It is a little, thank you. It's saying that the connection is excellent. I don't know if it's something then on my computer's end that's causing this slight lag. Either way, that's good. You're looking radiant, Coach. Angelic. Okay. Yo, Mist. Yo, North Side! What's good, brother? What is good? The Nen is rating Ultra HD Con. You know what? I'll take Ultra HD Con over 240p Con any day of the week. You know what I'm saying? I will. Frodo Baggage, which is shout out once again to the profile picture, and shout out to House of the Dragon. What a cliffhanger last week. Can't wait for this week's episode. Frodo Baggage comes in with a membership for 32 months and says, I don't even know what to say. We go. The opening? They've got you thinking about opening 15? We go! They got you thinking about we go? What does that mean? I'm terrified. And equally as terrifying is that this is followed up with Josh Pointer, who comes in with a 5. Now, y'all know. Y'all have been with me for many years. Josh Pointer, one of the 5 clues that are in for peak is Josh Pointer comes in with all caps. Josh Pointer comes in with no caps. Josh Pointer doesn't even speak. Do you know what Josh Pointer leaves in a super chat? ... Dragon! Oh God. Oh God. Oh no, man. We can't be dotting in a super chat, Josh Pointer. We can't. We can't, man. You can't be playing with me like this. ... Flippin' top tier. Only the top tiers ... in One Piece. That's all I know. That's it, man. Only the top tiers. Only the top tiers. ... Oh my gosh. And then we go directly from that. And then we've got Straw Hat Monty 22897, who says, with membership for 9 months, all love to you. PC finally has internet for streams. I'm ready, coach. Let's go, Straw Hat Monty. We are ready for whatever in the flying flag nards. We're going to be in there, man. And I can't wait. I can't wait. And I appreciate you for stopping by, man. Thank you so much, Straw Hat Monty. Let's have an awesome, awesome stream here. And thank you so much for the membership for 9 months once again. Kosh Panda, the legend, comes in with a 2 and says, TCB corrections on Discord, read after the chapter. Perfect. We'll most certainly do that. Thank you, Kosh Panda. Just remind me, as we're doing our post-chapter breakdown, maybe quite literal physical and mental breakdown if it's like last week. After the chapter, to look through the corrections over on Discord. And then once again, all love to the God Hand of Finance for coming in with 20 gifted memberships. And then we've got Marshall Salmon 6924, who comes in with a 5 and says, just reheated my pad thai when I got the notification. You know we're here for Peak Fiction, goated content for a goated meal. I'm honored by this statement, Marshall Salmon, because I know how important it is to have something to watch when you're eating. So, it's like you're always searching for that right video. You know what I'm saying? When you find it, it's like, yeah, I can eat this. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I am that for you right now, I take great honor and privilege in that, and I will not let you down. I will not let you down, Marshall Salmon. We're going to have a fun time. So I truly do appreciate you. Can't wait for the Peak Fiction. Then we've got Big Speak. Which Speak, by the way, did you see our jerseys for this season? The United jerseys? We've got I call them the Wayne Rooney blue jerseys are back. Oh, dude, they look so sick. The collar. Oh, the red on the collar, too. I love our alternate jerseys. Our third jerseys. The white and the blue. Looks nice. Looks so nice, man. And then obviously our regular red jersey always looks sick. But man, I love our blue jersey this year. I'm really tempted to buy one, actually. Like, I'm seriously tempted to buy one. Really, really tempted. It looks so nice. But yeah, our blue jerseys are looking good, and like I said, I really like that alternate white jersey with the blue text. It just looks really cool, really, really cool. Got the blue already, dude. Speak. I'm telling you, I was so tempted. I was like, yo, the moment that I see that thing out in the wild, I might have to purchase. I might have to purchase, dude. That blue jersey looks so sick, man. I need a blue jersey on the back. Which one do I want? Obviously, I want a Bruno jersey. That's my captain. So, man, I don't know, bro. It looks so sick. It is definitely it's one of my favorite jerseys that I've seen in recent memory. I will definitely say that. Like, and last year I thought we had some really cool jerseys too. But this year I think all three are fire. Like, all the jerseys are clean. And I saw Barca's Kobe jersey too. I was like, dang, we were coming out hot. And then I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and they showed me the brand new Chelsea jerseys, and I was like, man, even those look good too. So it looks like we're going to be on fire with the jerseys this year. But the United jerseys looking clean, man. Anyway, Speak comes in with a 5 and says, chill, Oda, chill. Always good catching the live, dude. Finally caught up on all the Trails games. What? Speak when? Talk to me, Speak, talk to me, man. Talk to me with the greatness. If you want to hit me up in a DM, we can talk, brother. Let me know, bro. I did not know that you completely caught up on Trails, man. Talk to me. Let me know what you thought about the recent events beyond the horizon. Talk to me, dude. Absolute peak. Dude, Final Saga Oda and Final Saga Kondo. For my Trails fans out there, y'all know both of them are equally as insane. Like, where we are in Trails right now is like where we are in One Piece right now. It is so crazy. And it just, I can't wait for the next Trails game, man. I can't believe it's already been 2 years. September will be 2 years since Kai no Kiseki dropped, Beyond the Horizon, in its original release. So by the time the that next installment drops, it will have been 3 years since we've gotten a Trails game. And we've been sweating, man. Sweating, waiting for the next installment. Can you imagine, from a One Piece standpoint, we finish off on, like, such a crazy arc, or like, stretch, and then Oda takes a break for 3 years? That's where we Trails fans are at right now, man. It's been sweaty. Either way, thank you so much for Speak. I always appreciate you stopping by, man. I always appreciate you. And yo, when that jersey comes in, definitely tag me, bro. I want to see it, because I really want that jersey. Shout out to my boy Plutonian Moon. Big Pluto comes in membership for 40 months. It says still need to catch up, so stop by to say enjoy. Thank you so much, as always, Pluto. Membership for 40 months is crazy. That's 3 years and 4 months, man. Shout out to Big Pluto. All love to you, man. Now, here on this last comment, I feel like I need to pay a lot of respect to this. Melodious, if you are listening, listen to this super chat. Josh Pointer comes in with a 2 and says, LeBron. Current member of the Philadelphia 76ers. Let me pull up the image here so that y'all can see right here. My boy, LeBron James. You see him? Yo, this team, man, oh my god. I already loved the team last year because I'm a Maxey guy. Yo, Tyrese Maxey last year had me believing we could do anything. And VJ Edgecombe, we were cooking. You're telling me we had Jaylen Brown to the mix? I was already like, sweet mother of Flagnards, yes. Now we're adding arguably the greatest player ever to the mix? Are you kidding me? Josh Pointer comes in and says, LeBron, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Shout out to Bronshine. Shout out to the legendary Bronshine memes, man. Honestly, some of the best meme content that the meme community have ever created. Shout out to LeBron, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. It's so good. Big Braun, big LeBron James. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. I'm telling you, those memes. Shout out to my boy. Not happening. Oh no. Knicks in 5? When? Where? Not this year. Y'all had it last year. Y'all had it last year. But this year, oh, we're coming out the East. We're coming out the East, man. We're coming out the East. Come on. Come on, man. Bro, it took me a year. So hype. Oh, I believe it for the Trail's greatness. Definitely do. And Ninja Pope, man. Watch out, Brandon King. 7 or 6ers. I need Embiid to play at least 60 games. I'm sorry, Max Rocks. If Embiid plays 60 games, the 76ers are winning the championship. They're winning the NBA title. They're winning the NBA title. I'm gonna say Embiid plays like 45 games. He's gonna play 25 in the regular season, 20 playoff games. That's as much as I'm going. I am not going to put any more faith in that, man. I love Joel Embiid. He has done so much for us, but I am not putting on. I'm not doing it to myself anymore, man. I'm not doing it. My boy's playing 45 games, son. 45. You know what, Vortex? Save that comment. We'll come back to that next year when One Piece is at Laugh Tale, and it's Knicks versus 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll have that conversation again. Yo, True Roofers! Stopping by. Shout out to True Roofers. Says, when are you going to post one on Recon's Outer Heaven? Dude, I think I lost the password to that thing. I'm not going to lie. I think I lost the password to that thing, brother. Shout out to Recon's Outer Heaven, man. Holy flagnards. Oh, Universal Punk. We're going to get right into it here in a second. Once they get chemistry, 76 is going to be a real problem? Absolutely. No doubt, lazy mofos. Miz comes in, got to chapter 4 of Xeno 2. Let's go. It's been great. The Mythra intro and chapter 3 ending was peak. Combat is getting better and better, too. Love the blade system. Yeah. Definitely one of my favorite aspects about Xenoblade 2 is the way that the blade system is handled. You know, as a massive Bleach fan, I'd always wanted to see a JRPG tackle, like, what it would be to have, like, a Zanpakuto-esque battle system and or system in a JRPG. And I think Xenoblade brings that to life in such a magical way. I love the blade system. And that chapter 3 ending, when Drifting Soul starts playing, the ladder that's there. I mean, come on, man. Shout out to my boy Van Dam, and I'm talking about Rob. Shout out to RVD, the whole effing show. Alright, RVD. That's the end of chapter 3. That's the end of chapter 3, man. Shout out to the 5-star frog splash. Alright? Oh, holy flagnard. And then we got, yo, NL! Shout out to my guy! All love to you, NL, man. Dude, I was watching your video earlier, and I was just like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. It came at the perfect time. Because with Xenoblade 2, the Switch 2 edition coming next week, it was like, oh, I need this update, man. Let me know. Talk to me about what we're getting. And like the trailer was perfect because not only did we get to see the outfits, we got to see the outfits in action. We got to see who the new Blade is, which is automatically really exciting. But then with the new Mercasol thing, which we'd already heard about, but to see it in action, it was like, oh, Bobby, let's go. Let's go, man. So good to see you, NL, man. Hopefully everything is all right over on your neck of the woods, brother. And yes, NL, I still am working on Xenoblade X, because I know you're going to ask. Yeah, there we go. I need you to beat X. No doubt, yeah, I'm still working on it, man. Still having a lot of fun with it. It's just, the game, it's like a never-ending treasure trove of peak, man. Especially post getting the scale, dude. Come on, man. Coach just finished playing FF7 Remake, Rebirth, and the OG coming from Revelations. So D-Takta is ready. Going from peak to peak to peak. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're definitely ready for Revelations. If you played the OG, you're definitely ready for Revelations. The cats at the Red Keep are hilarious in House of the Dragon. Factual, Vortex. Very, very factual. Yeah, those cats, they just always pop up out of nowhere. Them and the rats in the Rhaenyra episode. It was like just random rats that kept popping up. Lazy Mofo's facts. If they get 20 playoff games from them beat, they might really win a chip. Seriously. Xenosaga 4 confirmed. I mean, listen. Just look at what we're getting here. Look at what we're getting here. At the very least, with everything... Well, obviously, don't want to... You know, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to spoil. But what I will say is, with all of the Xenosaga stuff that we've gotten within the last... Let's just say the entries, last few entries. I think at the very least a port is in the making for the Xenosaga trilogy. Because if not, there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are just going to be like, I don't know who these characters are. They know Cosmos is like the most rare blade in Xenoblade 2, and they hear all of us screaming when stuff gets referenced, but they probably don't know what the Flying Flatter is going on. So what I'm hoping is, after these Switch 2 editions for the Xenoblade trilogy come in, that they bring Xenosaga to the Switch. I feel like there's no better time for it either. The next year, Xenoblade Genesis is going to bring a lot of new eyes to this series in general, as is. So I feel like there's no better time for either a Xenogears port or a Xenosaga port, or both. And they should just, at the very least, do Xenosaga, because we've done nothing but call back to it here in these last few entries. So it's like, we might as well. We might as well, right? So I'm hoping, really hoping for it. Oh, Kebab. NL's my guy, man. NL is my guy. That's a good brother right there. When the sci-fi twist in Xenoblade Genesis is just Cosmos descending from the sky, would be peak fiction. That would mean something to me. That would mean something to me, man. Give it the angelic symbolism too. It'd be so peak. Okay. And then right here, we're going to read these last few and then get into the chapter. Within next year, we're going to replay Xenoblade games and FF7 games. Next year is going to be non-stop peak. Non-stop peak, Bob. Non-stop, man. I mean, next year is looking to be one of the greatest years in video game history. At the very least, for my type of games. It's going to be so sick. Yeah, Elderfall, that'd be sick, right? If the Saga trilogy also got, like, the remakes, or the Switch 2 editions, I guess you could say. And Ocean Flame comes in. Recon, my man. I am in the fish room as we speak. Enjoy the chapter, my brother. And with that, we get into greatness. Vortex says Doomsday trailer was insane. Yo, Dr. Victor Von Doom, man. You saw him out there. He was doing his Eisen thing. Now you feel like number... Thor thought he was... Well, I'm not going to spoil. Just in case somebody doesn't watch the trailers, but you watch this, just know that my boy Victor Von Doom was taking care of business in that trailer, man. He was doing his thing, as he should. As he should, man. Alright? Let me grab the iPad. Now, Recon is Doom. You know what? That may be one of the kindest things you've ever told me, Akash Panda. You already know how much I love my boy Doom. Let me start the poll. Read the title. Dude, speaking of Doom, I cannot wait to play Marvel Tokon again, man. I really can't. And I really want to play as that Doom team. Dude, Doom team looks so sick, man. Doom, Mag, Green Goblin, and Carnage. Are you kidding me? Dude, that team just sounds so sick. And, like, Doom's combos are already nasty enough as is, but then you add, like, the aerial stuff with Mag. Green Goblin, you already know, is going to have some super sick combos. And Carnage is just... It's Carnage! Come on, man. Come on. So, I can't wait. Exciting stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into... The Emu will return to Avengers. Emu. As as we get into the chapter, the beta is out. Yep, most certainly will be tapping into that. I played the original closed beta. I had the opportunity to be able to play that. So I am most certainly looking forward to it. But I can't wait to play the open beta as well. Remembering Doom, Goblin, Panther, and Star-Lord. Now that sounds toxic. Remembering how incredible Star-Lord was in the closed beta. Doom, Goblin, Panther. Oh man, dude, Black Panther's combos look so... I have PTSD for Black Panther because I'm a Jeff main in Marvel Rivals. And Black Panther is like, as y'all know, 2 shots Jeff, maybe 1 shot Jeff. So I have PTSD when I see Black Panther in any capacity outside of the movies. Like when I see him in video games, I'm like, oh god, it's because I always play Jeff. So I fear for when I see a Black Panther. But in Marvel Tokon, oh, I gotta use my boy, bro. He looks so sick, and his combos, oh, this looks nasty, so nasty. All right, let's get into the chapter here. I've been playing Doom, Blade, Wakanda Forever, and Magic. Oh man, I can't wait to see how Magic plays. I've seen the gameplay, obviously, but because my only experience really with the character Magic is from Marvel Rivals. So I'm looking forward to seeing how she controls within the beta. Definitely will be checking into that. But man, that sounds like a fun team. And Blade, 1,000 cuts. You know? So, ban Panther, please, I beg. Please, man. You know, when you're just a lone shark in the back line, and you're just trying to survive, just please ban Panther. You know, I love Black Panther. It's Wakanda forever. That's my guy. But for the sake of the shark, for the sake of your boy, please, just ban Panther, man. Please. Either way. Let's see. One Piece chapter 1189. Now, as we head into the chapter, and we now lock into what is bound to be a marvelous experience just coming off of the last installment of our beloved best-selling manga in history, we of course have to look back at the journey that's got us to this point. Obviously, we're now 11 chapters away from the big chapter 1200. And with that on the horizon, we think back to how things have been usually leading into these crazy monumental milestone chapters. It's always a good time, always a fun time. I think of like some of my favorite memories here in the One Piece community has been in these chapters leading into those big milestone chapters. So I'm really excited, obviously, just based off of that. But when we have what we got last week, which was, and the week before, coming off of the week before, where it was Sanji conquers Haki and setting up the bouts that were about to take place. And then we get into straight up Luffy versus Emu for an entire chapter. You have the beginning of the chapter starting off with Joy Boy and Emu, and it's like, holy sweet mother of Lagnards, man. So it's like, then we go from there, we get an entire chapter dedicated to these two boxing, and it ends the way that it did. Luffy versus Croc style. So it's like, what happens now? How do we bounce back? Do we bounce back? It's like, I want to know. I know you're ready for it. I'm waiting for it. We have been waiting. There was no chapter last week, and now we are here. You and I, sitting in this very chair, man. It has been quite some time since we've had a cliffhanger that has had us like, oh man, what in the flying flagnards is going to happen next week in our beloved best-selling manga in history? And I've been like that for 2 weeks. And so we are here to see what is about to go down in the best-selling comic in history. And of course, because of that, also the best-selling comic, the best-selling manga of all time. We are here today for what is now and forever will be our beloved, the one and the only By the way, did one of y'all run into me in Marvel Rivals the other day? We were playing, and somebody hit me with a shout out King Recon in the chat. It just caught me so off guard, because I was like, who did I run into? Because that was all I got. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, very interesting, quite interesting. Hey, if you were watching this video, because I know you're a One Piece fan, I saw the little tag thing, then God bless, and I hope you're doing well. It's just very interesting, because it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Peace! So we're here today for chapter 1189 of that peak, man, and I can't wait. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. You were cooking, man. No, we were cooking. We were cooking, Melodious. We were cooking. We were cooking. As we always do. W breath control. It's years of yelling goal at my TV. You know, when you're born in a Hispanic household and you watch a lot of soccer, you tend to get just a little good of that lung capacity thing. Because you got to follow along with the announcers, man. And the announcers, they go ham when somebody says goal. You know what I'm saying? So... Alright. Here we go, y'all. It is time. What follows up last week's chapter? It is a yes for reading the title. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, we're good. Everything's good. Alright, let's get into the chapter. Oh god. I'm scared, man. Marty, I'm scared. One Piece chapter 1189, King of the World. Oh, Emu's gonna aura farm. I'm getting the jersey. I'm getting the jersey, man. I'm getting the jersey. I am getting the jersey, son. Oh my, what a title. Oh my god. What a title. Oh, Emu. Emu. What does Instant Messenger Sama have in store for me, dude? Oh, King of the World. What a title. Yo, Emu. What do you got for me, man? Chapter 1189, titled King of the World. And that can only refer to one being, dude. Oh, Emu, bro. We're gonna see Emu hitting the nastiest flex. Okay. Chapter 1189, King of the World. Here we have Nami and some monkeys. And the monkeys look like the Straw Hats. So we have Zoro on the left, Luffy in the middle doing the Gear 5 pose. We got Sanji on the right. Cover request by Toshika Zu. The three proverbial wise monkeys sit in Seiza as Nami lectures them for their mischief. Very canonical, I would dare say. Very canonical. So we have Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji as monkeys. And we have Nami berating them for their mischief, lecturing them for their mischief. Very, very canon. Very, very canon. All right? King of the world, dude. Oh, man. So here we got the notes. I watched the heroine special with my daughter, and her reaction was priceless. This is Oda. I'm so grateful it captured the hearts of the female characters. You should definitely check it out. I still haven't seen it, so I've got to watch it. Luffy! He's dead. Look at his face, man. He's got a sword through his chest. He got cooked. Oh, man. Holy flagnards. So we've got Luffy hitting a... Oh! Oh! Emu's just staring him down. Like Joy Boy would never be this weak, son. Goes in, continue. He's not done. Emu not only stabbed the king, he now takes him over to the tree, impales the tree, and sends Luffy's back meat really way to the tree. No. Usopp. Usopp feels it. And Usopp looks up. What? What's wrong, Usopp? Usopp feels it, man. He knows. He knows what's up. It's Luffy. I'm worried if he's gonna be alright. He felt something, man. Why are you being so ominous all of a sudden? He has a reason to be ominous. Of course he'll be fine. Nami believes in him, obviously. Luffy's never let her down. Even when Luffy lost in Sabaody, the Straw Hats were still like, no, he's going to pull it off somehow because he's the king. Of course he'll be fine. Don't forget his opponent swiftly defeated a large giant, Nami. And Jinbei's looking at things through a logical lens. Hey, Fishman. Loki. Hey, Fishman. Who are you saying he defeated? So he's obviously talking about himself. And we got Ragnir's big goofy face in the background. All I can say for sure is that Luffy's hockey suddenly weakened just now. Did more than just that, man. Yo, that's terrifying, dude. The fact that Emu came in and not only took out the king. I just realized that my camera went flying there. I apologize. I'm just glad that it didn't fall. Let me see. There we go. I'm just glad it didn't fall. So Luffy gets sent right into the tree, impaled directly through it. All I can say for sure is that Luffy's hockey suddenly weakened just now. And then what we got here is a double page spread. Let me turn this over. There, she's completely thawed out. We've got Frankie, Brook, and obviously Gunko. Princess Shuri, we shouldn't warm her up too quickly. Don't worry, I don't have any body heat. What happened back then? Tell me about that time. It is you, isn't it? So Brook is trying to get some answers, right, from Princess Shuri. Princess Shuri! Squeak, squeak! We've got from Ragnir. Stay back, don't get in the way. Squeak, squeak! Squeak, squeak! Giga! Squeak, squeak! Says Ragnir. Brook, are you good here? If things get scary, then... One more time. Squeak, squeak! Hadruddin, we're going too fast. So Hadruddin comes in. Loki. And they ram right into Loki and them. Ragnir comes about. Yeah! Guard Pointo. So Chopper comes in. Pot stops. I believe that is that Gerd? I believe that's Gerd. That is colliding here with Guard Point Chopper. What are you doing here? What are you guys doing here? Hadrudin, Gerd, Chopper. Thank you, Chopper-kun. You're so cute and reliable. Praise like that doesn't make me happy or anything, you jerk. I need to hurry, Loki. Let me see those wounds, says Gerd. There's blood everywhere. It's bad. You guys will make my injuries worse. What did you come here for? Hadrudin, it's a waste for you to make a stand here. Go back up, Loki. But the kids! Even if we rescue the children, it'd be just a temporary reprieve. Their goal is to totally subjugate Elbaf by force. Do you really think this is the position they just decided on at the Reverie? That can't be the whole story, right? That man is likely at the heart of this. That can't be the whole story, right? That man is likely at the heart of this. ... Loki, do you have any idea who that guy is? Yeah, sort of. He's got an idea. He's thinking back to Pops. How could he not think back to Pops? He's felt this before. Emu, oh God. It seems thou art unable to move. Luffy's coughing and wheezing. Emu's dotting. This sword feeds on life force? What? How many slashes can thou endure before perishing? Says Emu. Luffy looks like he's almost dead. Monkey D. Luffy. Emu dropped the full government while holding the Blade of Chaos. While holding the Blade of Legend. And this thing is leaking in hockey, son. It is leaking in the Dragon of Darkness Flames energies. Straight up. Look at this thing, man. Look at this blade. Monkey D. Luffy. Such a detestable name to move. And yet, thou hast two elder siblings. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Putting respect on my boy Ace. Putting respect on Sadibo. The Flame Emperor. Flame Emperor upscale in 2026. He knows what my dog did. Only one to go up and invade the... outside of rocks. Only one to go in and invade the Holy Land, specifically the throne room, and come out well, not unscathed. The brother almost died, but he lived. He lived! That's a feat. Gorosei came in, all five, in their forms, and moved. And you know what Sadibo did? He lived. And Emu respects that, man. He respects it. Your two older brothers. The boys. Around here, man. Put some respect on the boys. Alright? Monkey D. Luffy. Such a detestable name to Moo. And yet thou hast two elder siblings who go by different names. A brother slain by the Navy. Oh, heck no. A brother slain by the Navy. And the other is a prominent member of the Revolutionary Army. As Luffy gets sliced and diced by this blade. So, I'm just curious here. Luffy's getting sliced up by this blade that is feeding on life force. But Luffy's already lost life force several times in the story. Luffy loses life force every time he uses Gear Second. Luffy lost like 10 years of his life in Impel Down. Maybe even 20. How much life force is he gonna have left? How many times is he gonna stabbed? Frag-rock! How do you even say this? Flagnards? Frag-a-rock! Frag-a-rock! Comes in, Frag-a-rock, and stabs the Flagnards out of the king! Twice! Luffy already has one blade in him. He has a blade inside of his chest. And he comes in, yells Flagnards, maybe literally, and stabs the Frag-a-rock out of the king. Twice! Dude! Frag-a-rock? Like, come on, man. Come on. Frag-a-rock. What an ill-mannered trio of siblings. All three being a thorn in his side is Aura. The Flagnard sword, dude. The sword of Flagnards. What an ill-mannered trio of siblings. So, this pretty much feeds into... I've been saying this for years here on the channel. But legitimately, Luffy might die EOS. You know, it's been hinted at through the course of the entire story. It really has. But, I mean, come on. Gear second, Impel down, and now we have the Blades of Chaos coming in and robbing him of his life of his life force. And Emus just keeps going. He must be the one that we spoke of. Is this Loki that says this? Red hair mentioned. Red hair mentioned him back then. With this ability, I'll make sure Pops and those soldiers have no regrets. With this ability, I'll make sure Pops and those soldiers have no regrets. And we see Gabon, Loki. Oh yes, this is the little flashback sequence we saw a few months ago. But I guess we're getting additional information here. Hold on, Loki. I know you're angry, but you can't do that right now. What are you talking about, red hair? Are you gonna stand in my way when I want payback for my dad? I considered Harold a friend. I'd like nothing better than to avenge him too. But you have to think clearly. The government just attempted to take over Elbaf. Your priority should be to prepare for war, says Shanks. Your priority should be to prepare for war, says Shanks, man. Huh? A full-on war with the WG? That's not what I have in mind. This is personal. Dad and those men have regrets I need to lay to rest. I'm talking about revenge on the ones responsible. And just who is that? Who's your target? All those WG bastards, yells Loki. The one who tried to use Harold is the king of... Shanks knew, bro! And this is my whole thing, right? Like, obviously when we were thinking back to the chapters when we had Shanks rocking, you know, the straight up Holy Knight gear and being there with Shamrock, we knew that he knew about the Great One and about the obviously the Holy Knights. He's a part of them, or he was a part of them. The thing with the Gorosei, and the one who truly is at the helm. But I think what's so cool about this is him being able to verbalize that, right? For Shanks to then be able to be like, you know what, man, to another individual, besides potentially himself, because something I'm going to assume is internalized for such a long period of time. I'm going to assume Shanks is someone who's wanted to potentially be the one to finally put an end to this whole reign left behind by individuals whom his family has been protecting for such a prolonged period of time, right? For him to be able to say, you know what, the individuals who are at the behest of this, the ones who you actually have to try to take out, the ones who tried to use Harold because he was there, he knew what happened in that chapter, he was there and a part of that entire process and situation, it was one of the things that caused him to leave and get out of that, right? Is the king of the world, is the great one. Do you smell what he's cooking, man? The great moon. The king of the world, dog. And I like I said, I love it mainly because of how we know Shanks' character. And especially with everything that we know from this flashback in particular. For him to say that to someone else just invokes in me, like, he had so much trust in Loki. He probably still has so much trust in Loki. To be able to tell him this information. For his sake. For Loki's sake. What are you saying, Shanks? The WG has no sole ruler. It contradicts everything they stand for. Hey, Shanks. It's okay if you don't believe me. Ha! If there's a secret king, I can just take his head and be done with it, says my dog Loki. Even if you make it to the Holy Land, the king's power is immeasurable. And that's if you can make it there. There's someone who managed it once. Oh, you better believe. And it shows big money's back. My boy rocks, factually, being able to make it up there and survive. We don't need to rush into this fight just yet. Yo, Shanks giving us final war implications. He wants the piece of the pie, man. We know he does. We know Shanks wants to see him. We know Shanks wants to see his brother. We know Shanks wants to see his pops. We know Shanks wants a piece of that pie. Because he feels a little responsible for it. That is his bloodline, after all. He's like, man, if anybody's going to go in and go up against those Blagnards, it's going to be me. And I want a piece of the Great One. And I know he does, and I want to see it. Give me it, man. We don't need to rush into fight just yet, baby. We don't need that. The time will come. And the time is now, man. Shanks, come on, brother. Shut it already. You don't get to boss me around. I don't care where that prick is hiding. I'll destroy everything in my way. Shanks ... as one does. Don't do anything stupid, Loki. Those few years I left the country, I wasn't even able to make it to him, guaranteeing that is what Loki was going for. If the king of the world really has come out to play, then this is the perfect chance. You're so simple-minded. Say what? But I have no objections in this case. I'm gonna take him down, says Hadruddin, our father's enemy. That's factual. This is an unreal conversation. If the world has a king, then what role do the five elders serve? I just told you not to get in the way. Ragnir, cheep cheep, cheep cheep. He says he froze her because she's dangerous. You're the one who froze her? Well, she may indeed be dangerous, but I assure you it's not her fault. She was being controlled. This girl is like a daughter to me, says Brooke, and that's factual. Jeep? He just looks down like, Shuri? Brooke? I don't see the resemblance here. Sounds like there's a lot of interesting things going on. Says Robin. Robin is here too. Let's go, Robin. Let's go. We need the entire Straw Hat gang here. Robin? Chopper, I want you to come to the library right away. So, howdy! Next is Mimu. Himu brings out the axe. Oh God! He's going from the Blades of Chaos to the new God of War Kratos axe. Oh my. Apologies, but this is the next blade that thou must suffer. Luffy still huffing and puffing. How unfortunate that the third one up is Xingtian. And this axe looks insane, dude. Luffy looks so near death, bro. He's covered in blood like he's Whitebeard back in Marineford, man. Sea Cloud Port Western... Oh! Come on! Come on! Come on! Oh, Flagnards. It's Zoro time. Hold on. But the king, he's bleeding. I gotta see Zoro though, bro. Sea Cloud Port, Western Village. We see the ship. We see the rainbow. King, KOH, 3 Sword Dragon, 103 Mercies. Summers, Gee, comes in. He hits him with Dragon Damnation right off the bat. And Summers blocks it. Graham, Gee, 800 years ago. Lore. "800 years ago, the 19 kings who forged our world made a vow of equality. They placed their swords all around the empty throne to mark that oath." Okay. Tohu, Bohu, Nemesis, Longinus, Stigma, Muramasa. What are we hearing? What are we hearing? Tohu, Bohu, Nemesis. Sounds like I'm listing off Resident Evil names. Longinus. The Lance of Longinus, man? Like, end of Evangelion style? Stigma, Muramasa, the 19 world weapons. They were all laid to rest there. That's insane. So the world weapons all being laid to rest here. But guess what? When the Great One revived us with Omen, when the Great One revived us with Omen, he granted us access to them, to the 19 world weapons. Hold up. What are we implying here? But guess what? When the Great One revived us with Omen, he granted us access to them. I'm not lying. Their power is a legend that lives on through the great houses. You get it, Roronoa Zoro? This is the power that reigns over the world. This is the weapon of House of Shepherd. And it's a sword. Graham. Meet the weapon of the house of Rimoshifu, the Lance of Longinus, and it's Sanji. So, we're going to have to eventually box all 19 of these world weapons that have been passed down then. And they are specifically given to individuals that have been revived by the Great One. Graham, Longinus, thou should be honored to die by the arms that constructed the world. Ooh, what a line. Thou should be honored to die by the arms that constructed this world. Luffy gets impaled. Yeah! Gabon! Gabon shows up. He blocks it. Oh, it's Gabon versus him. Gabon's dead. Gabon's dead. Gabon is dead. He's dead. He's dead. I know the script. He's dead. Mark his tombstone now. Oh, but he's gonna put up such a good fight, man. Oh, Gabon is gonna make the Roger Pirates proud, dude. Gabon is gonna put up such a great fight, but the man is going to get cooked, son. There is no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. So now we're not gonna know what he was talking about, which means now Gabon is going to leave the boys with like a final message. And that final message is going to lead us into whatever Gabon wanted to show us in the arc. But he's not going to be around in the arc. There's no way he survives this. No way. No way, man. Luffy is so near death. It is insane. And now you're telling me Gabon is coming in to fight on a fresh Emu. Oh. A freshly pissed off Emu, mind you. This is not going to be fun. Oh, man. So we're going to have Sanji fighting the Lance of Longinus. Like he's flipping Oscar Sordio Langley in Ava. And then we're going to have this man Zoro fighting off against Graham. A legendary blade. And in the midst of this, Luffy's getting his life expectancy just shattered. So now I have to wonder, what happens? Gabon is getting cooked. There is no doubt in my mind Zoro and Sanji win their fights, but how? I don't know. Zoro just used his strongest attack, and Summers just blocked it. Casually. So, we're going to have to figure something out here. We just are. We're going to have to figure something out here, and that thing is going to lead us towards how Luffy's going to be able to touch Emu eventually. Then Loki gets even more confirmations about the fact that this is the individual that he needs to box. This is the person whom was the enemy of Harold. This is the one whom Rox went up there and nearly boxed with and survived the battle. The original battle, at least. Not God Valley, but the original battle. So there's a connection there, obviously, to Rox. There's always been a connection there to both him and to Harold. So, with that being said, does Loki now get into the picture? After Gabon gets smacked, does Loki get in for round 2 against Emu? Hadrudin. What is Hadrudin planning? Chapter notes? Let me see the chapter notes. Okay. Chapter notes. Longinus. The spear that was said to have impaled Jesus Christ during his crucifixion, the kanji equals the spear of life, the spear of holy life. That is very, very factual. The 3 monkeys in the cover are Mizaru, see no evil, Kikazaru, hear no evil, and Iwazaru, speak no evil. Interesting. Graham. The sword used by Sigurd, user to kill the dragon Fafnir in Norse mythology. Kanji equals the sword of rage. This is interesting. So we're starting to see the divine and what Oda's been going for with Emu and things of that nature. The 19 blades that swore loyalty to Emu all those years ago, which is a really interesting piece of information. Obviously, something that we were already privy to, but this is like more based on extracting more from it. Xingqian, a headless, axe-wielding Chinese god who persists on fighting the supreme divinity even after his own decapitation, the divine executioner's axe. Now here we've got the others. Fragarok, a magical sword of Irish mythology. Ooh, the sea god sword. Sea god sword being one of the ones that extracts your life force. That's interesting just in regards to the sea god idea from the mural, as well as the whole devil fruit concept. That's interesting. Tohu Wabohu, the formless void which God formed the universe from in the Hebrew Bible. This is so cool to me. This is so Xenoblade to me, and I love it. Kanji equals Sword of Disorder and Sword of the Void. Nemesis, Kanji, Sword of the Heavenly Punishment. Stigma, Sword of Hatred. I know that one from Trails. And Muramasa, the legendary Japanese swordsmith. This is fascinating, man. This is so fascinating to me. I love this. I just do, man. It's just this is the type of stuff that I really love, like I said, from like the Xeno series, and when it's explored in other forms of fiction. But in particular in One Piece, it's been fascinating me, especially within this arc and in the context in which we've been seeing so many things in regards to Emu. This chapter was magnificent. King of the world right off the bat. Obviously, Emu just continuing to flex. Usopp recognizes something is wrong, which to me is like sort of like an inkling of the observation hockey at play there. We obviously have some more with Princess Shuri and potentially being unfrozen due to Ragnir. Brooke obviously being able to get that connection. Hadru-Dean and Loki stuff, which was great. Emu talking to Luffy. This and with the siblings, it's great stuff here, man. And then the conversation with Shanks to prepare for the war. Like, yes. We don't need to rush into it yet. Then now what is Hadru-Dean planning? So many things to play here, man. Robin is now back with the crew. And Chopper and Saul are going to be scheming. Luffy's getting smoked. What is going to happen to this man? Zoro just used Dragon Damnation on Summers. Then we get the continued lore on the 800 years ago and the swords during the throne room, which is so fascinating to me. Now, when the Great One revived us with Omen, he granted us access to them. This fascinates me. Because, is he talking about when he revived them just recently within this arc and brought them back with Omen? Or is he talking about like way, 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 way back in the past, reviving them with Omen? I'm going to assume it was just recently that he revived them with the Omen within this arc, you know, when they had already gotten bodied, and then through the thing was able to bring them back. And now they have access to these blades, which means they're going to be much more powerful, both Summers and Killingham. That spear just looks crazy. That's such a cool design. And so obviously, so does the sword. But man, I can't wait to see how Zoro and Sanji are going to get out of that. And Luffy, I just don't know, man. And then Gabon, break next week. Gabon, I mean, we're about to see both of the left wings cook here in a bit with Gabon and Sanji. Look at Sanji's serious expression here too, man. What is going to happen to Luffy? What are we in for with Luffy? And then I fully expect Sanji and Zoro to win their fights, but I just don't know how. And Gabon is getting cooked. There's no question. No question. Man, oh man. What a chapter. What a chapter. This arc, right? Yeah, this arc. That's what I was thinking. What a chapter. Okay. Let me see here. So, let me check the... Squeeze, squeeze! This store carry pack meat. Apparently it does. Most certainly does. Let me see the comment left behind by Akash Panda here for the TCB translations. So read after the chapter. TCB's translation of Shanks' dialogue are a bit off. Here is an alternative translation from the Will of Marco. Main corrections. Shanks says that the world government wanted to claim Elbaf in preparation for the war. I see. As we've been talking about with the course of the arc. Shanks does not suggest that Elbaf should prepare for war. I see. That is a huge difference in dialogue and context. So Shanks is saying the WG wanted to claim Elbaf in preparation for the war that's to come. That makes sense. Shanks says, even when I went to the Holy Land, the king's power was shrouded in even greater mystery. It's beyond imagination. And I love the verbiage there because Shanks is referring to Imu's ability the same way the Gorosei revert to Luffy as the ability that goes like beyond imagination, the most ridiculous power, right? So the way the Gorosei fear Luffy's ability is the same way that like we hear spoken of the Imu, the Great One's ability, right? Which I think is so interesting. It's beyond imagination. If he could be taken down, someone would have done it already. He was trying to stop Loki because he knew how strong Imu is, and that Loki could not defeat Imu. Loki then remembers Rox because he realizes that Rox was aiming for Imu, because Rox wanted to be king of the world, right? Shanks didn't directly refer to Rox, it says here. Okay. So, number one, of course, as always, thank you so much, Akash Panda, for keeping with that. That both of those make a lot of sense, especially the first one. First one makes a lot more sense because I was like, man, is Shanks preparing for the final war here? So yeah, exactly right. Because Shanks is already extremely powerful. Shanks is one of the strongest dudes in the verse, and some would argue the strongest person in the verse. Pre-Emu coming into the picture, obviously. I think there's no denying that Emu is the strongest character in the verse now. But pre that, it's so interesting to hear someone like Shanks saying that because, like you said, he is so unbelievably powerful. So it's like showcasing that, man, Emu really is built different. And we knew, based on the God Valley flashback, even before that, right? Like, that's Emu. But just seeing how Emu was moving against Roger and Garp and Rox and Kaido and Big Mom, right? Like, so many of these top tiers, Whitebeard, so many of these legends all fighting one dude, and he got out of there and lived like really well, right? The boy was good against the top tier legends of the verse, and then goes into the present time and one shots our MC. He's built different, man. Flipping Emu, son. Unreal. Unreal. Moon Piece incoming. Yo, Moon Piece in comes after this. We're in one of the best stretches in the entire series. Come on. It's doing the viewer activity thing. Give me a sec. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. So Morgan Irvin comes with a membership for 3 months, says chapter 1200 around the corner. Elbaf's about to be the third longest arc. It doesn't seem real. Do you think it'll make it to 100 chapters? It really doesn't feel that long either. I don't think Elbaf makes it to 100 chapters, but I think we might get close. At this point, based on where we are in this arc, I think we might get close. I really do think we might get close. Forget the fight. So Speak comes in with a 5 and says, forget the fight. The potential interaction between a man who knows what the One Piece, the Void Sentry, and Joy Boy's potential goal, and Emu. It's hype. It's crazy, man. A man who knows what the One Piece is, the Void Sentry, Joy Boy's potential goal, and Emu. Like, this is insane. It's insane, man. Like, Elbaf, dude. Elbaf. Ah, it's so good, dude. It is so good. Do you think the world weapons are grade above even supreme grade? Says I'm DK. Like they're actually enchanted weapons. They are arguably the rarest blades on the planet if you think about it. They're 800 years old, and Emu specifically bestows them to individuals whom get revived, who are like born. Oh my god, I just thought about it. Emu only bestows weapons to those who are born again. Similarly to how, in biblical terms, individuals who are born again are like bestowed the. Oh my goodness, this is making so much sense to me now, because so from a biblical standpoint, when individuals are born again, they are given access to potentially having that fountain towards eternal life, right? Once you are born again, you have an opportunity to be able to get your way into eternal life in heaven. And in the case of Emu and the squad, what you have here is when they are bestowed eternal life upon being born again and being revived by the omen, they are then bestowed not just the contract and the immortality that it connects them over to Emu, but then also a blade that is sort of like the final connection, the final piece of the connection that will then not only allow them to obviously reach that next level in terms of being closer to the Great One and having that obedience that is like just keeping them at the crux, as we saw with Harold. But the weapon itself is sort of like a representation of it's like a gift, the treasure that's given to those who make it to be able to see heaven. And I think that's so incredibly interesting to me. Really interesting to me. Like world grade blades is so it's like Flagnards, man. Flagnards. Emu reminds me of Ain's owl gown, using world items left behind by his former comrades. I think why does that also remind me of something else? And I can't put my finger on it. But it's such a cool trope. Watch out, Vortex. The blades also have powers, which is going to be really interesting to see in action, right? I want to see what Graham and the Lance have. Someone called Tashigi. She's got more blades to fight. Yo, straight up Gitsugi. Vivi's peacock slashers are the missing 20th weapon that belonged to Lily. You know what? Karu may be the missing 20th weapon. You're absolutely right. The GKs are really nothing to Emu. It's kind of wild just how many things are nothing to Emu. Emu can obviously kill Gabon, but Emu and Gabon might have some dialogue instead, and enough time passes for someone like Loki to come in. Emu one-shotting Gabon in 1190 destroys the opportunity for a great interaction. Yeah, I don't think Gabon will get one-shotted. I just think that Gabon is definitely taking it out. Because I do think, just like you, we are in store for a great interaction. No doubt. We are looking at a great interaction on the horizon. I didn't notice this in my first read, but Scopper actually cut down the branch Luffy's pinned in to free him. Ooh, I didn't notice that. Okay. That changes things then. I wonder what happens with Luffy now. King, I can imagine that all these are going to be wielded by the God's Knights of their respective original homes. You could definitely see that, absolutely. Me and my friend, when reading this, thought that a possible quick power for Luffy would be if he learns to use a weapon. Specifically the Nefeltari blade, the spear we see Nika depicted with. Ah. So, he will gain access to the Nefeltari blade, which, depending on what ability that comes with, Luffy will be able to utilize that to, in some way, shape, or form. I like that. And it would obviously connect it up to all the way back then. I saw a theory that Emu was adopted brothers with Joy Boy and Davy Jones, like a Luffy is with Ace and Sabo. It very well could be the case. I'm going to be shameless here, but this undoubtedly vindicates Dragon's concern about the God's Knights being threats. Absolutely. It really does. Dragon was right to wait for the Holy Knights to move. James Fish Music, shout out to my boy, comes in. There are 5 Supreme Grade blades wielded by other people, though, so I don't know how many are actually part of these 19, if any. Great point. Don't worry, Gabon, I'll take care of Ripley and Colin, the dad that stepped up. Shout out to Kentucky's a hard man. That's the dad stepped up. 3 ancient weapons, 20 founding weapons, and 5 god fruits. How crazy was that war? That original war leveled the planet, dude. It leveled the planet. I think Luffy with the spear would be kind of peak. It would be so peak. So peak, man. I need that. You need that. We all need that. I'm so interested, man. So is Cerberus the sword for House Figureland, or is there another blade waiting for the Figureland trio? Oh, God. I didn't even think about that. That's so true. Oh my gosh. That's a great point. Is Cerberus the sword for House Figureland, or is there another blade waiting for the Figureland trio? That's terrifying. That's terrifying to even think of. Like, oh, that's terrible. Dude. If Cerberus isn't even one of the main house blades, oh, it's just a regular sword? Yeah. Like Itoki says, we might need that training arc, man. What's the grade blade of the Don Quixote family? And will Doflamingo want this weapon? That is interesting. You're absolutely right about that. What is the great blade of the Don Quixote family? I want to see what the great blade of each family is now. And the different kind of blades we get. Like, we have axes. We have an axe. We have a regular sword, an axe, and then we move over and we see the spear. So, I want to see what other, like, will we see, like, some nunchucks? Or, like, other types of weapons like that? Is somebody going to have a gun? We're talking about ancient weapons here, right? So there's some ancient weapons that could realistically be from a futuristic type of place, right? So somebody could have like a laser or a sniper or, other futuristic weapons of that kind of regard. I don't know if anyone mentioned this, but Luffy's white circle could spawn weapons like Emu. So this is the shield and its spear Nika used. Interesting. I mean, if Luffy can do it too, then let's get it, because that is definitely going to be the ticket. So Emu will grant 13 weapons to his contracts. He will fight Luffy with 6 weapons in the final war. You know, that makes sense to me just because of number 6. It really does. I think you need Omen to use the world weapon, so I doubt Cerberus is theirs. Good point, I'm King. Great point. Great point. I just love hearing Summers say the Great House is like it's Game of Thrones. Facts. Great Blade of Don Quixote is a gun. I can see that. Cerberus should be the Figureland sword because Cerberus is the guard dog for Hell and he's the guard dog for Hell. Ooh, yes. That's a good point. That's a good counterpoint to what was stated earlier. I like that. This makes me think Shanks' sword does something or has been doing something this whole time we didn't know, like Eisen level chess. Oh my god. Don't get me started. Lazy mofos, if we've got Shanks Eisening the verse, oh man. That'll be the day for me, son. That'll be the day. Double barrel shotgun that Emu pulled out of his grimoire, that makes sense. The double barrel shotgun being like one of these ancient blades would then make total sense to me because of the possibility of it being like a futuristic weapon. Summers literally says he gets access to the weapon when revived with Omen. Yeah, exactly. So when revived with Omen, that is the moment that they gain access to these weapons. But when they are not revived with Omen, I'm going to assume they do not have access to it. They have to be born again, right? As I was just talking about, in order to gain access to heaven's treasures. There's so much great symbolism here, man. Emu versus Captain Hook, who wins? Tough call, man. Tough call. I've got to give it to Emu, but Captain Hook is nasty. I mean, Luffy made a baseball bat, so he definitely can. I really want Gabon to survive this interaction between him and Luffy. As you see that interaction between him and Luffy, Gabon telling him about Shanks when he was young would be wholesome. Plus, Luffy could learn that the straw was Roger's. Yeah, you're so right about that. That would definitely be a major positive for him staying alive. Not trying to spam in case you read my messages earlier, but we saw Killingham's trident transform into Longinus in chapter 1187. And Graham, this chapter, has the same thorn guard as Summer's previous sword. That they do. That they do. Dragoon Luffy. He made the bat out of a tree. That's factual. Also, chances of Zoro losing a sword in this fight. As long as he gets another one of equal value, I just don't know which sword he would lose if that were to happen. What if the Great Blade of the House of Nostro is just the Shodai Kitetsu? I think that'd be cool. That adds aura to it, you know? So yes, Omen gives him access to these ancient weapons. Then if Omen gives access to the ancient weapons, then that just guarantees that the same way that Omen gives access to the ancient weapons, the power source is undoubtedly what, or the flame, is undoubtedly what also powers up the ancient weapons. Because they have to go alongside each other. It feels like whatever is the antithesis to Omen is what is powering up the ancient weapons, potentially. Or maybe they are being powered up by Omen as well. I don't know. Yeah, he definitely did spawn goggles. Now I'm more interested than ever to see what led up to Shanks and the Giant stopping Loki and chaining him to the tree. 100%, right? Oh, Vivi's ancestral sword is Emu's weakness. I could see it definitely playing a part in it. Yeah, rip Gabon, man. Chopper and Biblio interaction might lead to big reveals. I agree. I 100% agree. It definitely feels like that's what we're leaning towards. I think that makes sense, but either way, this makes Emu's line calling Omen his military might make so much more sense now. Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that, because now we know that Omen is sort of like the foundation, the skeletal structure of his entire military might. Without Omen, it all cracks. Do we think these world weapons are high tech or some kind of magic? I think both, Anthony Alvarez. Here's why I say both. I think the world of magic, quote unquote, is the world of 3,000 years ago. And then the world of 800 years ago is the world that has like, super high-tech weapons and stuff. I honestly, truly believe that. Because based on the mural, it looks like the world of 3,000 years ago may also have futuristic stuff in there. But I am expecting that to have more of like the magical, fantastical elements to it. Whereas the world of 800 years ago, guaranteed, it's like a future advanced civilization. So, I think it's both, personally. Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. Red Camp 7. Like, he was being very literal with that. What if Yoru was one of the royal family blades and the strongest of them all? Trust the upscale. I love it. I love the trust. Very well could be the case. I wonder if that book that Goomko pulled out is related to Omen. I'm going to say yes. In some way, shape, or form, it has to be. It just makes too much sense. Is the Mother Flame the opposite and or counter to Omen? I think so. I think so. From how surprised the Emu was that he pulled Xingshan, it might mean he really didn't choose any of the weapons and randomly picked them out. Ooh. So like it's like a random Omnitrix thing. Just dang, dang, dang. It goes to a random alien at times. Maybe that's what's going on or what's going on with the weapons as well. It just randomly pulls out a weapon. Zoro's Dragon Damnation took down one Lunarian. The Shepherd family's Graham probably drove the Lunarians to extinction. You can't beat a weapon genocide with an attack of simple racism. Correct. Why, yes. Of course. You can't beat a weapon genocide with an attack of simple racism. You just can't. You just can't, man. That is factual. That is very, very factual. I think Emu was legit going to go through each weapon until Luffy died. That is a level of sadism we haven't seen from a villain in how long? Maybe ever. That's hatred, man. Random question, but should I do the Xeno 2 side quests? Bro, I did a few, but are there really good ones, or are they mostly like the Xeno 1 side quests? I think Xeno 2 side quests are absolutely phenomenal. Xeno 2 side quests and Xeno 3 side quests are like, you definitely got to do as many of them as you can. But what I will say is, at the very least in regards to Xeno 2, you can definitely go through the main story, having played some of the side quests, and then you'll have an opportunity to be able to do the remainder of the side quests after you finish the game. Because, at the very least on my end, when I got really flowing in the story, I just kept going with the story. And then, obviously, when I came back afterwards, that's when I did a lot of the other side quests. So I would... The Xeno 2 side quests are incredible, especially the Blade quests. The Blade quests are phenomenal. Like, the Xeno 2 Blade quests are so peak. So peak. So, there's definitely some great stuff there. But like I said, you don't have to do it all in the first playthrough. You could definitely save them for afterwards as well. But I think they're well worth playing. Do you think the Polo family, Polo, Graham, and Marco were responsible for forging the Graham sword? I'm gonna say no, just because we don't have any sort of hint towards that. But Graham/Graham, that's an interesting conversation. That is extremely interesting. The Harley said people become God could be Dofus in the origin of the weapons, maybe trying to channel the power of the gods. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 100%. Yo, OMG, what's good? What is good? Yeah, man, what an interesting game-changing chapter, especially in regards to the divine weapons that we have here. And it always goes back to the weapons, man. It always goes back to Final Fantasy VII. It's always end-game weapons in some capacity. It just, we gotta have Ruby weapon, man. And Emerald weapon. So interesting. Okay. So as we wrap up here at the end, I was saving the supers here from off topic, but have you tapped into Sorachi's new manga yet? I have not. I most certainly need to. I am slacking on a lot of my favorite manga right now. I need to catch back up to that and to my beloved Akane Banashi. Let me reset my stream, see if my viewer activity shows up, because for some reason it just doesn't want to show up. Okay. Alright. So, I didn't even see this one. Peace Continuum comes in with a 2 and says, I really want to go to the fish room. And, yeah, as was brought up in the last stream. So shout out to Peace Continuum. So right here, I once again, I've talked about this before, but I am going to say this again because this is something that I am taking very seriously, and I obviously thought that after the last conversation that this would be something that would be taken internally, but it looks like my previous warning was not taken. And so, Muddy, I will tell you once again, this is strike 2. I have told you many a time, when it comes to us reacting / going through the One Piece greatness, that there are certain things that we can discuss either in a post-stream manner and or in some sort of other thing that is not directly inside of the flow of the One Piece chapter reaction. And so, please, I say this as an individual who was on the other side of things, who is sitting here doing these One Piece chapter reactions. When it is One Piece chapter reaction day and time, it is not time for personal disputes. It is not time for putting out personal agendas and or ideas. This is the time for discussion in regards to either the One Piece story or the very video games and things that preside around it. This is not the personal therapy power hour. Okay, so the same way that we have spoken it before, I am now going to reiterate that again. And we bring those warnings into fruition once more because it appears you did not hear me the first time. And so I'm going to read these super chats down this line, and I'm always appreciative for that. But once again, I am stating this with all sincerity and seriousness. We need to relax. We need to relax, man. We seriously need to relax. So, I'm going to go ahead and read these supers, and then we'll read off some more of the comments. But once again, we need to relax, man. There's a time and place for these conversations, and this is just not it, man. This is not it. So here we've got the first super that comes in. Recon, prove to me you're not lying when you call me a friend. And if you're truly friend in 2026, you read the letter and message me in 2027. I don't want us to be enemies in our revolution, but allies. Recon says you didn't respond on Discord. Money, man, you gotta understand, brother. You gotta understand, man. We're in a situation right now where you gotta think about things from the other perspective. You gotta think about things from the other person whom you are sending these messages to. Okay? You gotta look at things from the shoes that are outside of your own. I was forced to send the supers. You weren't forced to send anything. As I've told you many, many different times. This is all your fault this happened. Don't blame me. Only way to get your attention. I've already told you the other ways that you can get the attention. So, that's all I'm not even going to acknowledge that one. I'm not going to acknowledge this one either. I apologize. It's in chapter 1188 super to read. You said don't spend much, make a friend deal with me to make up. Or I promise to read your letter, give letters to Opetees. I've already told you the answer to that, so I'm not going to acknowledge that either. Me send emails to toxic family and me rage at emo family. My mom, CJ, Mika Rashad, Genesis support our cause. If you say yes, January you get letters too. Understood. Dragon Quest 3, Gold RPG. You chosen Dragon Quest 3 is definitely a great RPG. Dragon Quest 11, Chosen One Reincarnated Luminary, Chosen One Reincarnated and us chose people like them. You get Dragon Quest 12. I didn't choose wrong, you're kind, even if flawed. As Christian ignorant of pantheism, when you read your letter, I have faith you'll make the right decision. Economic crashing, people are evil. I rebeat Dragon Quest 11, let's bring happy RPG ending, promise you won't forget. World won't change until you, Manu, Morge, Cole, Mom, CJ read letters, we come together to save it. I made post Dragon Quest 3 is GOAT, Dragon Quest 3 and 5 the GOATs. Chrono Trigger, DQ3, FF6 best RPGs ever, definitely a conversation, absolutely goated. All of those actually. DQ3 most revolutionary, DQ5 remake soon, I definitely love that, and love DQ11. Played DQ11 GOAT and demo. I played DQ11, absolutely masterful game. DQ5 remake hype, DQ7 reimagined. Excited to also go through that, and the 1 through 3 trilogy masterful. Dragon Quest is GOAT RPG series, RPG Grandfather. Go watch DQ12 trailer. I most certainly already have, and it is. I love me some Dragon Quest. That's my boy Akira Toriyama right there. So yes, like I said, there are certain things, Muddy, like I said, I've already addressed, and that those are the things that that I'm just not going to acknowledge anymore because apparently it's not getting through. So, but yes, in regards to Dragon Quest, absolutely, absolute greatness, man. Love my Dragon Quest 11, masterful video game. And obviously that 1 through 3 trilogy is just sensational and special. But it looks like that is going to be it for the supers here. Let me see. Oh, and then another one comes in, also from Muddy, comes in with the tunes to my Dragon Quest 3. Goated, Reddit post blew up, PM'd you. So Dragon Quest 3 goated, Reddit, like the platform post. I'm glad it blew up for you, man. That is awesome. Glad you were able to get some eyes on your Dragon Quest 3 post, which fantastic game, such a special game. But all love to you, Mr. B Muddy. Now, going back to One Piece, and going back to the One Piece greatness, as we sit here and end the stream. I would just like to once again thank everybody for stopping by. I appreciate everybody who stopped by for the Reverie conversation. Once again, last week, we of course had a lot of fun over on Roger's Bases channel, and we were able to go through quite a bit of the Elbaf arc so far, and really giving our thoughts into it, the flashback and things of that nature, and the current events. So that was a fun conversation, and then obviously we came after that into this week's chapter, and now this week's chapter answered some more things, but also provided some more questions. And so excited to see what happens next week, or the week after. There's no chapter next week. Just to see what we have in regards to the One Piece greatness for the Zoro and Sanji fights, what's happening with the whole Gods as Swords angle, which I think is so interesting, going into all the Blade concept. It always goes back to Xenoblade Chronicles, as it should, and Bleach. Excuse me, so that's fascinating. Speaking of Bleach, tomorrow we will be back with the reaction to that, and then Hunter x Hunter, we'll see what happens on Sunday, man. I'm still... How do we get to that panel? Holy flagnards. I just don't know, man. It's gonna be a long break week, James Fish Music. I love that Emu's attack slash weapon names come from the pantheons of so many different cultures. Hebrew, Aztec, Aztec, Irish, Greek, Japanese, Chinese, Norse. It's so cool, Akash Panda, because it's like, it's paying homage to like so many of the mythologies around the world, so many of the religions around the world, so many of the creation myths around the world, while also giving them each like some really cool stuff that is well researched. It's so interesting. So very interesting. Yeah, press conference might need to happen next week. You're absolutely right. It might be about that time. Luffy's getting so smacked up, it might be about that time. It really might be around that time. I need to defend my boy. I really will. So, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for this week's stream. I truly appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate everybody for taking the time. This has been the One Piece chapter reaction. Sweet Flagnards, man. What a stream. What a time. And we are in the middle of one of the craziest just parts in the series, man. I mean, what happens now, dude? What happens to Luffy in particular from this point forward? Have you seen the emu parrot theory? Excuse me? Emu parrot theory? Parrot? Like, as in, like, the bird? Hold on. I can't end the stream without getting an answer to this question. Have you seen the emu parrot theory? We'll wait for Gintoki Zahara to answer that question. There's a theory that emu is a parrot? A parrot? Emu is a parrot theory. Yeah, that emu is Joy Boy's parrot? Can I get some lore? It's like, I'm fascinated, but at the same time, I'm like, can I get some lore, please? It's popular. What is this theory? Hold on, we can't end the stream yet. Give me some lore. Send me a link or something. I gotta see this. Emu is Joy Boy's parrot. Okay. Alright. Let me click on this link. The link that you posted didn't bring up anything. What the flip? So it shows a bird in, like, emu's silhouetted state, the hot dog state. Bro, when does this actually look feasible and plausible? What am I looking at? What are we talking about? Why does this look plausible? Is there, like, any research on this, or is it just this image? Here's a video. The first was an image, the second is a video. Emu might actually be a parrot. What am I looking at? We're watching this video, man. Unfortunately, I'll get a copyright strike if I play this thing. Because that's just the way my channel works. But we'll try to live comment it. I cannot end this stream without watching this video. This is fascinating. I appreciate you so much, my beloved Melodious. I really do. You have no idea. Okay. Let's see. Let's click on this video, and let's see what we got cooking here. Emu might be a parrot. Okay. It sounds insane. The Japanese word for parrot is omu? The crown does resemble a cockatiel's crest. The circular eyes is an interesting comment. Yeah. The wings, if logic is applied, may very well be bird wings. A One Piece game? This GBA game goes hard, by the way. I just played this again earlier this year. Or at the end of last year. Odom reportedly designed a mysterious parrot that knew the secrets of the world. Excuse me? Its unlock code is L8YN52. Excuse me? Last 800 years, N52. The last 800 years, and an Oni ruling the world. A white parrot connected to the world's hidden history. I have goosebumps. Why do I have goosebumps about this parrot theory? Before Emu was revealed, Luffy transforms into something resembled the genie. The villain's parrot. Oh my god, that's true! The villain's parrot was named Iago. Iago is also the villain of Shakespeare's Othello, correct. And Emu's attack... What is this theory, dude? What is this theory? And why does it... Why does it feel like the pieces are falling into play? What? Is based on, of course, the board game. The board game that is also known as Othello. That's facts. That's facts. Emu flips enemies onto their side. The celestial dragon symbol resembles a footprint, bro. It does. What is going on with this theory? Why does it make sense? The swords surrounding the empty throne resemble the way parrots wedge sticks around their cages. The butterfly beside Emu has been identified by fans as morpho butterflies, which live in tropical rainforests alongside parrots. But the final clue changes everything. The silhouette of Joy Boy speaking to Emu from a different perspective. Emu may not be standing beside Joy Boy, may be sitting on his shoulder. Oh, bro, that just made my hair... Yo! This would be the most pirate manga twist of all time, and I love this. I think this is... Forget the insanity I was originally thinking about. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. What if Emu was once Joy Boy's companion? A parrot that heard every secret of the ancient kingdom and survived? No, the video paused. Come on, man. We were just getting invested. No. Did my mouse die? They don't want me to hear the rest of the video. No. What's going on? Hold on. Bro, I gotta watch the rest of this video. Hold on, dude. Okay. I plugged in another mouse. No. No. What is this video? YouTube Shorts. You're playing with me. Why is it a wrestling video? Hold on. Where was I? Emu. Okay. Resembles a bird's footprint. Okay. Where's okay, Joy Boy and Emu on Joy Boy's shoulder. What if Emu was once Joy Boy's companion? A parrot that heard every secret of the ancient kingdom and survived long enough to rule the world for 800 years. Because parrots are known for one thing, repeating the words of their master. I just got chills again. Even we have spent 800 years repeating Joy Boy's world in the most twisted way possible. I don't even know what to say right now. This is why we've never seen a parrot, the classic pirate parrot. Dude, this is one of the coolest theories in the history of this community. I had goosebumps like 3 times watching this video. I don't care if it ends up being true or not. This is such a cool idea. What? Like, dude. I am so fascinated by this idea. Like, yes, extremely fun ideas. I think my favorite thing about this theory is the fact that it could be extremely plausible, but at the same time, it feels so crazy and out there that I'm just glad the theory exists. This is what theories were made for all the way back then. Like, really fun theories that seem extremely out there, but also very plausible when actually applied. I could actually see this being the thing because it's a pirate manga. Excuse me. I really can. I think there may be elements of truth in this. I really do. I really, really do. This is insane. I'm not convinced, but I love it the same way I love the Crocomom theory. Exactly, right? Like, I look at this theory, and I think it makes total sense. At the same time, it's a crazy stretch. But I love it because of that. It's a fun theory. Bring back fun theories. Just like this one, that actually make plausible sense. We Fujitora time-traveling zombie now? Yo, that was a great theory. That was such a fun theory back in the day. That one in the Meadows is Kaido. They're saying devil fruits repeat their names because parrots repeat words? What, bro? Why did that just make so much sense? Like, we've always wondered, why do they say the meta no mi? Why do they say gomu gomu no mi? Why do they repeat it? Bro, I have the biggest chills right now. Stop playing with me. They're saying devil fruits repeat their names because pirates repeat words. There's no way I'm reading. Y'all are pulling my leg, dude. Why does this make so much sense? Like what? Like what? That's so fun. That is extremely fun. Playing Octopath right now? Which one, Uber Goober? Which one? Yeah, that was on somebody's channel, Lazy Mofos. It was such a fun video. Wow, dude. Part 2? There's a part 2? Oh, we're watching this. We're going all the way. We're going all the way, man. Hold on. Davy's Pets? What is the name of this video? Davy's Pets. Davy's Pets? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I gotta get comfortable real quick. I almost dropped the camera. Davy may have also owned a monkey, and that monkey eventually became Joy Boy. Okay, I'm gonna need some selling on this. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this could explain the entire relationship between Davy, Joy Boy, and Emu, and completely rewrite the story of the Void Century. Before the WG existed, Davy D. Jones was known as the original pirate, or the original king of the world. What if Davy wasn't originally a king sitting on a throne? What if he was a legendary pirate captain who sailed with two unusual companions, a monkey and a parrot? Historically, that combination actually makes sense. Sailors really did bring monkeys and parrots aboard. They did. That's true. Pets, mascots, and exotic cargo. But in the world of One Piece, these aren't ordinary animals. The monkey family. Monkey may have eaten the Get the F out, bro. Get out of my room, dude. Get out of my room, bro. We were wondering, why is this thing called the human fruit? Oh my god! You know what? This is fun, man. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about right here. Get out of here, dude. Model Nika. Luffy's devil fruit is technically a human fruit. Yes. So if Monkey originally ate it, he would be human. And that would go into the fantastical nature of what Oda's been trying to say with like the whole evolutionary period of humanity. Could transform the animal into a humanoid figure, just like Chopper became humanoid after eating his own Hito no Mi. Yes. That monkey became Joy Boy. And which family eventually inherited Joy Boy's will? The monkey family. What the flip, bro? Like, what am I looking at right now? It could preserve what Joy Boy originally was. Davy's other companion followed a different path. Okay, going into the... Okay, this is recap. If Joy Boy was the monkey and Emu was the parrot, these two animals may represent completely opposite responses to humanity. Joy Boy learned freedom, laughter, and liberation, but parrots survived through imitation. That's a bar. Emu may have copied the darkest qualities witnessed in humanity. I like that. Cruelty, pride, and the desire to control others. Monkey wanted every creature to be free. The parrot wanted the entire world trapped inside its cage. Oh my god. Ah. Davy stood above them both as the original king of the world. And that would explain why Emu's hatred towards Davy feels so personal. Yes. He didn't speak about Davy like some forgotten political enemy. Emu says their fates are connected. Emu asked whether they feared Davy or Joy Boy more. Oda establishes them as two separate threats. Joy Boy's will survived through Luffy. Davy's wife survived through Blackbeard. And both have now returned to challenge the creature that may have betrayed them 800 years ago. There may even be another ancient story hiding inside this theory. In Mayan mythology, Seven Macaw was dominant bird who falsely declared himself the light of the world. A false sun driven by pride and domination. That sounds exactly like Emu. It does. A bird-like ruler who stole the world from the real sun god. But Seven Macaw was eventually knocked from an enormous tree by heroes using a blowgun. One Piece now has Emu threatening Elbaf. Oh! Usopp upscale? And the Strides have a sniper whose entire journey has been building towards this island. Usopp may be the person who knocks the false sunbird out of the Atom Tree. Get out of town, man. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I will tell you what, man. I think this is one of my favorite theories in the history of our community. I'm actually in awe. I'm in awe. I love the theory because it's fun. I love the theory because it's so out there. But I think what part 2 brought into play is what I loved so much about One Piece when I first got into it, which was how it was able to take so many things that are well known, so many of the most legendary stories, right? Whether it is the fantastical tales or the well-known tales of, like, you know, your regular, like, Christmas stories or stuff like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, or whatever the case may be, and just odified them. What we have here is us going into pirate, like the very essence of pirates, and what makes pirates. And establishing the foundation of the narrative on top of that. Through a parrot. A guy with a hook and an eye patch. And a peg leg. And potentially a monkey who became human. I love this theory, man. I really love this theory. I really, really, really love this theory, dude. My mind is blown. I can't even think straight. Wow. I just, man, give it up to that theorist, dude. What an incredible theory, dude. Okay. Now we're going to end the stream on an extremely high note. That was incredible. I am going to hang that on my theory cap, one of the greatest theories, especially in recent memory. I can't wait to hear more. And I can't wait to see more. If that person makes part 3, y'all tag me in it. Because I want to see it. Holy flagnards, man. I will see y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Yeah, seriously, salute the creator. Let me give a shout out to the creator of the video. Before I exit the stream. Let me actually just pull up my phone. The theory was made by someone named Peak Anime. Or at least this is the video. I'm not sure if this is the original creator of the theory. Or of the video. Good lord. Oh man. You like that? Yeah, no, take care of y'all, man. What an awesome theory. I'm like, yo, Mist coming in with a Mihawk upscale. Peak theory, Emu is a parrot, Mihawk is a hawk, both are birds, even more connections, man. The upscale hits again. Yeah, all love TL, man. Yeah, shout out to Peak Anime, man. What a great theory. I mean, just a phenomenal theory, dude. But man, I will see y'all here soon. Crazy sounds normal within the context of One Piece. Exactly, lazy mofos, and that's the fun part. Yeah, man. Yo, shout out to Gintoki Sahara for bringing up that theory, man. That changed the game. What an awesome theory. Emu is a parrot. I remember seeing that and being like, what are you guys talking about? Lo and behold, man, dude, we're cooking. Good lord. Like, my mind was just completely shattered. Wow. Alright, y'all. Take care. Holy sweet mother of Flagnards. And I'll see y'all next time.